Can y'all hear me? Testing, testing. Can y'all hear me?
What weapons did you take with it?
Okay. All right. I'm pretty sure everyone's heard about my cases being dismissed, and I wanted to get on here and read my police reports. So, and the first one I'm going to read involves Sergeant Christopher Ramirez. Okay. And it was for interfering with public duties. And if I posted the video of it. And the people that were there were Wingrove, WINGROVEM 4931. That's the one who told me, hey, can you stay over here? And I told him, am I being detained? And he said, no. That was him. Ramirez, Christopher Ramirez, 3540. That's the supervisor. That's a drunk and a liar. Beltran was the lady, 5076. And then the last one was Martinez, 5063. And yeah, we're fixing to read their live report. Okay, here we go. Now, this is the first bullshit, right? So Officer Beltran wrote, on 8/30/2025 at approximately 22:23 hours, I, Officer E. Beltran, 5076, and F. Martinez, while working patrol in full police uniform as D211 and while driving a fully marked police vehicle 2217, was dispatched to West Long Avenue, Azle Avenue, to assist other officers who were pursuing a suspect who had fled on foot. Okay, now, here's the report, right? And it says, on 8/29/2025 at approximately 22:23 hours, I, Officer Beltran, and F. Martinez, while working patrol in full police uniform as D211 and while driving a fully marked police vehicle, was dispatched who had to assist other officers who were pursuing a suspect, one, who had fled on foot. Responding officers and myself arrived in the possible last known location, the suspect. An involved person, suspect, Manuel Mata. While patrolling the area, officers observed Sergeant Ramirez, 3540, and Officer Wingrove, 4931, placing Mata under arrest. While on scene, I was informed by Sergeant Ramirez, the liar, 3540, the following while working D210, while working an active scene, observe Officer Wingrove tell Mata to not approach officers. Mata was recording as he walked towards other officers on the scene. I told Mata that this was an active scene and that he needed to leave. Mata began to walk towards the other officers, cussing and yelling at officers, pulling our attention away from our public duties. Mata is known to be anti law enforcement and poses a risk to the safety of officers on the scene. Officers were on an active scene searching for a wanted felon who barricaded himself inside of a residence nearby, 160 feet away. After a short foot pursuit, it was clear to Sergeant Ramirez that Mata was using inflammatory language to elicit a reaction from law enforcement and distract them. Mata was in what appeared to be a confrontational, agitated state. Sergeant Ramirez could not jeopardize the safety of officers or citizens by having divided attention caused by Mata's actions. Despite being warned, Mata still continued to interfere with officers. Based on the information provided by Sergeant Ramirez, Mata was charged with probable cause 3 Penal Code 38.15. A. Interference with public duties. Mata had a personal cell phone, which it was transported to the property room and tagged under personal property. Okay, now this case is bullshit. So it was forwarded to a detective. And this is why I say detectives are trash, right? And this is Detective J on 8/30/2025. I Detective TJ York, badge number 3780, received this case for a follow-up investigation. After reviewing the report, I noted that APR Mata was arrested for interfering with public duties. I will be sending this case to the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office for review. Sergeant White, 3568. And that's what I mean. And then he extended the paperwork. Today, on 9/2/25, I Detective TJ York, badge number 3780, received confirmation that the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office accepted the case. I recommended this case be cleared closed. That's crazy. So, and I've shown y'all that Ramirez is a liar. You know, I proved he was a liar because I have on his, well, he has untruthfulness, which means he's a liar. He has official oppression, which means he's locked people up before unconstitutionally and lied on them. So why he's a sergeant, I have no idea. And then I asked for his supervisor, which is Lieutenant Medrano. Medrano shows up and he deactivates his body camera when he's lying to him. It's crazy. So this is straight Trash. That's one that got dismissed. Okay, we're going to read the other one. And all these videos I put out, right? So here's the other one. Okay. And this one involves, let me see. Hold up, y'all. Where's the beginning of that one? Okay. Now all these lying cops are on here. Right? So on this one we have, where's it at? Okay, whatever. So, okay. Now, this was my other arrest, right? And this one says on 7/31/25 at approximately 0104 hours, Officer J. Bolden, 3714 working K972, was conducting routine patrol on 2900 block of Macy Avenue. A Hispanic male, later identified as APR Manuel Mata, was in front of WJ Elementary School screaming. Manuel approached Officer Bolden's patrol unit, clearly marked Fort Worth PD, equipped with lights and sirens, screaming as Officer Bolden approached the red light at Macy Avenue and Azle Avenue. Officer Bolden advised Manuel to get out of the roadway, which Manuel refused. The light turned green. Officer Bolden slowly began to enter into the intersection. Mata walked around the rear of Officer Bolden's patrol unit, standing on the passenger side, yelling profanities and still standing in the roadway. Manuel refused to get out of the roadway so Officer Bolden exited his patrol unit and detained him for further investigation. At approximately 109 hours, Officer J. Donahue working J. Donahue 4281 working C316 arrived at the location to assist Officer Bolden. I advised Manuel he was detained and placed him in the back of my patrol car. After Officer Bolden advised me of the incident, I told Manuel he was under arrest and requested his identifying information. He already knew who I was. In the body camera footage that I'm gonna get, he tells them he knew who I was. He just didn't know me personally. I told Manuel he was under arrest. I advised Manuel a second time he was required to provide his identifying information, and he refused. I had not arrested or cited Manuel and did not know him by sight. Responding assist officers advised of his identifying information, and I was able to confirm this through the police information portal. After removing Manuel from my patrol unit to conduct a search incident to arrest, it's not true. Manuel advised he had a taser in his waistband, wrapped with the fabric and elastic bands of his underwear in front of his genitals. And while attempting to retrieve it, Manuel turned his body towards me and began screaming. I maintained positive pressure to Manuel's head against the patrol unit, overcoming his active resistance while I was searching him for further weapons. After the search was conducted, Manuel refused to sit in the back of the patrol unit, bracing his legs outside the vehicle and insisting he was unable to do so. I advised Manuel he would be pepper sprayed if he refused to enter the patrol vehicle. Assisting officers were able to convince him to enter the patrol unit under his own power. I confirmed through the police information channel that Manuel had 2 local warrants. Manuel was arrested for obstruction of highway, failure to ID, fugitive from justice, resisting arrest, transport, 2 local warrants. I transported Manuel to jail and released him to jail personnel. Supervisors were notified and spoke to Manuel at his request. No, it wasn't. Prior to being booked into city jail in the Sally Port, right? And that's Sergeant Tyler, right? So then how that goes, I got arrested, all that was dismissed. And then we go into the people who investigated. Okay, right. On Thursday, July 31st, I Detective P. Hyder, Hyder, 3771 was assigned to the case for filing. The case was accepted by the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office. TS 921718. Case closed by arrest. Sergeant Gutierrez, 3130. So, now, if you go into my video, right, that's not what happened in both of these cases. It's not what happened. The videos you see are the truth. That's why I encourage people to film their interactions with police officers, especially sergeants and lieutenants, because videos don't lie. Dirty motherfuckers do. No way around that. There is no way around that, right? Because I posted both of those videos on my YouTube channel right now, and when you look at the video and then you look at this, it's not true, right? The reason why Donahoe got mad, right, was because I had my taser right here. See, I had it right here, right? They both searched me. Bolden searched me. Donahoe searched me. I had my taser just like that. They put me in the car. This is the second time. The first time I've made it to jail with a taser twice, because they don't want to search me. They just want to get me away from filming what they got going on, right? So I didn't want to make it to jail with another taser. So when I told him, I didn't tell him because he walked away. So there was another woman, a woman police officer. I don't remember her name, and it's not on the police report, which is weird because they all showed up to the call, right? So I told her, hey, man, by the way, while they were doing their illegal searches and seizures, right, which they weren't supposed to do it anyways, I have a taser on me that I carry for protection and for animals. So when I told her that, she was standing in front of the door by herself because the other loser had already walked away, right? So when it's on this police report during my incident to arrest search, which was a lie, right? That he found it, right? And what I told, I'm like this, right? I'm already handcuffed. I'm handcuffed. They're on my back. And I tell him where it's at. And what he does this. He pushes his hand down into my crotch, fills me up, and says, I might have other things. And I step back and I told him, what the fuck are you doing? Just grab the motherfucker and take it out. You don't have to fill me up. He got mad, right? So what he did, he grabbed me. I'm still handcuffed. He grabbed me and threw me into the car. I didn't land all the way in, because when I landed, half of my body was on the seat and the rest of it was hanging out of it. He stood over me. Both my legs are in between his legs, and he's telling me to get up. I've already learned from these motherfuckers beating me up, putting their hands on me, running me over, that's what they'll use to say that you assaulted them. that you hit them. So while he's standing over me and I'm telling him to back up so I can get up, he pulls out his pepper spray and tells me, if you don't get up, and he's standing over me the whole time, that he's going to spray me. And it wasn't that he said, oh, this is wrong or nothing. That lady pushed him out of the way and said, I'll do it. I got it. That's how he ended up moving away from me, where I was able to stand back up and sit down into the car after he threw me into it. Right. So I filed a complaint on what he did to me, because you're not going to grab my nuts and fill me up just because you're a coward. Right. And I filed a complaint on it and told him that was very disrespectful and it was sick for an officer to do that to someone. So, and that's why I said, man, it's just crazy, man, because that's not how this goes. And I filed a complaint, and of course, they found some wrongdoings, which they lied. But as far as the excessive force, grabbing me in my private area, throwing me in a thing, they said it was all within policy. What he did was in policy. So when I get this body cam footage and I show y'all what he did to me, that's what they're saying is in policy for them to do. And it's crazy, man, because the whole time it wasn't that I was guilty of these crimes, right? Because they've already understood that I'm gonna film them. I've never ran up on one of them and threatened them. I've never like interfered with their investigations. I never have. They just don't like that I stand up for myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I don't like, because I'm going to get these body cameras, and I promise you, just like the rest of my body cameras, they're going to mute them when they lie to each other, when they help each other to cover up their misdeeds, their misconduct, and their violation of people's civil rights. That's what they mute their body cameras for. It's not an administrative mute where they're going to actually talk about the stuff that they don't want no one to know, right? They don't want us to hear them lying. They don't want the supervisor being heard telling his police officer, you fucked up. This is how we're going to get out of it. That's what they don't want on these videos. That's what they don't want no one to know. So while they're sitting here lying, I'm a mutant for administration. Come on, man. Bo's law specifically stated, right, that it's a third-degree felony for them to mute, deactivate, or not even activate their body camera. And it's a third-degree felony. And the way they've done it, they've interpreted it as they can write policies like the one here. The one here lets them commit a third-degree felony 3 times before it's even addressed. So they can mute their body cameras, right? 3 times before it's addressed. And I've always been against that, because what did Botham Jean lose his life for? You know, where's the bill that was passed in the Senate? Where's the bill that was signed into law? Right? And that's the thing, shall and may. That's the difference between accountability and then being able to circumvent it over and over again. May and shall. They may create policies that are within the guidelines of the law. And what they've interpreted is as they can mute their body cameras 3 times before it's addressed, before any action is taken. So you have to prove that they turn off their body cameras 3 times. And that's crazy. And that's what I'm saying. Like, all this is created to help police, not us, right? Because we didn't need no extra. Right? We didn't need to get police officers association lawyers or their attorneys to go and argue these bullshit protections in legislative sessions. You know, they went this last time. They went to the Texas criminal jurisprudence. Bill Vassar, the prosecutor here who lied, right, and said that he deals with these cases all the time, right? He went and asked for the Texas criminal jurisprudence to make it a state jail felony to film police officers because the 180 days that it normally has wasn't enough to stop people from filming them. And it was weird, right? Because he was sent from our prosecutor, Phil Soros. That's why we're trying to protect dirty cops, just like you got the judges. Right now, there's 3 police officers that are supposed to be in prison and are not in prison because the court system helps them. Raymond Lotta, a continuous essay of a child, same thing. What was the other weirdo? He punched a guy that was released. Um, William, the way you came in Justin's live this morning. Who the fuck is Justin? What the fuck are you talking about? William, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And who is Justin? I don't know who the fuck you're talking about, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So if you want to get on here and some weird shit, good luck. I deal with weird line motherfuckers all the time. That's crazy. So whoever the fuck you talking about, William, I don't give a flying fuck what you got going on. You can take your ass back over to that motherfucking whatever and go back over there. I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. Who the fuck Justin is or whoever the fuck you're talking about. You heard? You need to get your people straight, right? Because I don't know who the fuck you talking about, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And personally, for you to come over here and defend another man is weird, right? That's crazy, right? Why ain't Justin's bitch ass over here? Whoever the fuck that is. You heard? Why he saying you? Are you his boyfriend or something? Are you his camote? You his dad? You heard me? Because I'm not the one. You heard? I am not the one. Because everything I'm talking about, I can prove it with paperwork. Right? So whatever shit you're on or whatever trip you're on, go back over there. Go back over there where they condone this type of weird shit. Go over there. Go over there and dick ride all you want. This ain't the place for it, loser. So save that bullshit. And yes, help him out of here, man. Go over there wherever they do that stupid shit. Because I don't know who the fuck you're talking about or none of that. I don't give a fuck about none of that. So Jason, what's up, baby? Good to see you. Joe motherfucking cool. What's good, baby? I miss you, man. I'm gonna go film. I won't do it like last time. I didn't know. I apologize for that. I always feel bad for that. Juggalasis, what's up, baby? Jose, ¿qué onda? What the fuck? That's crazy. Jose, where you at? Are you here in Texas? Because I know here in Texas, they can't use that. But man, I'm gonna pray for you, homie. I'm gonna pray that everything goes good in your favor, just like it did for me. B. B. Harrison. Nah, for real. They teach them how to lie more than they teach them how to understand the law. Like we used to, me and Harvey, when Harvey was down here with me, we had this saying, right, that they spend more time in the law library than the gun range. You know what I'm saying? Because we exposed at how dumb they are, right? That they don't really care about justice. It's just some stupid lie. Joe Cokes, what's up, baby? Nah, for real. Yeah, Joe motherfucking cool. They have a pattern and practice of misconduct, and they don't give a fuck. Cause I mean, I've told them there's three cases I always mention, right, when I'm videotaping them: Houston versus Hill, Turner versus Driver, and Pulliam versus Texas City, right? And those are the three main cases you need to understand here in Texas if you're gonna film them, right? Because Turner versus Driver specifically gives us the clearly established right to film police officers in their official capacity. Houston versus Hill allows us to say, fuck you. Your fucking job is trash. The way you're doing your job is fucking garbage.
I haven't, bro.
You know? And that's what I be saying, man. Like, they need to understand this specifically, right? And then Pulliam versus Texas City or something over there, it gives everyone the right to be media because that's what he fought for. It was a whole thing that we had to be recognized media. We had to get all this bullshit, and it was never true, right? So Pulliam went and got arrested, and he pushed it to where anybody with a cell phone or any citizen can be a member of the media, a member of the media, right? So that gives us the opportunity and the ability to be able to be news, citizen journalists, investigators, whatever it is you choose to do with your platform. It gives you the opportunity to have that label. And Turner versus Driver, everyone knows that. Everyone here knows that we have the right to film police officers. It's a clearly established right. And then there's other cases that they use here on me in court that identify that the interference is always physical. It's never words, right? And that's why I say it has to be physical, right? Because in all the cases they've used at my trials, it involves someone getting in between the officer and what they had going on. One, a person wouldn't move their truck out of the way between the officer and whatever. They arrested him, charged him. The other one, the mom told the kid to run. And that's what the kid did. He ran. And then the third one, he went and I forgot how it ended up happening, but he was supposed to leave from a situation they pulled up on. And while he was leaving, they detained him and said he was interfering because he didn't want to sit there and talk to him. So they used that case too. And all of them have something that specified a physical interference in between the officer and what they were trying to conduct. It never stated that their words, which encouraged them to break the law. That's not what we're doing. We're asserting our right to film and to film them, right? And it specifically states in that penal code that it's a defense to prosecution if it's just speech alone. But they've converted it into speech alone, right, to be anything that takes my attention away from them. And that's stupid. It's arbitrary, just like their whole line, right? Because when they went to argue it at the Texas jurisprudence, his example was pointing to a chair. And one of them said, well, what if he moves that chair? The line no longer exists. So that's what we're dealing with. They don't understand interfering literally means you getting in the way of the officer actually being able to conduct their traffic stop, not you telling them to eat a dick, fuck you, shut the fuck up, bitch. That's not it, because it's protected. My speech is protected with subsection D of that penal code. Speech alone cannot be considered interference. So they use that. It took my attention away because the penal code states anyone that disrupts, impedes, or distracts an officer is committing the offense of interfering. And that's not it. That's not it. It never is. Right. And I'm just glad that I had a attorney now that understands these things specifically. Right. Because I've had trash attorneys. I have. I have one that didn't understand what the fuck was going on. And he admitted it too. He said, I've never done this type of shit. I've never been at a trial like this. So I was like, that would have helped when you started it. And he was from Dallas. He gave it his best, but he did do some dumb shit. Right. The next one was CJ, and CJ got fucked over. So in that same envelope, I got fucked with him. And now the one I have, Mark Strife, he's not trying to hear that shit because he's actually a Marine. He's actually went to go fight for people's rights. And for him to come back and see this type of shit is very uplifting for people like me that film police officers. And that's why I encourage everyone, right? If you come to Fort Worth or something happens here, reach out to Mark Strife, you know? And I'm going to say it all the time. Right? Because he actually did. He stood up to them lame fucks. And that's what I appreciated the most. That he actually fought back. You know? I'm trying to see if I have his card somewhere right here. I thought I did. I actually did. I just don't know where the fuck it went. So, there you go. Yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and read these police reports. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know where the fuck it is. And if y'all want to get some understanding and how the POA works and all that shit, there's this book right here. Police Union, Power, Politics, and Confrontation in this 21st Century. And the thing that gets me the most is this chapter right here. It says, look, the battle is fought in the court of public opinion, not at the bargaining table or at the courthouse. Yeah, it's fucked up. And then there's another one. And then this one. Everything you need to know about political consultants. These are two very informational chapters in these books. And they're about the POA. Police Officers Association. And those are just two chapters that I like reading, you know. And it has a whole bunch of them, right? It has a whole bunch of chapters in here. And this is different subjects, right? And then two, right here is where I got it. I like two. The one that says dealing with the news media. So yeah, that's why I want to end our meet and confer agreement with the Fort Worth Police Department and the POA in the city. Because they modernized the language, which means they changed the language of victims and perpetrators. And they also modernized the... Fuck. My shit fell, y'all. And they modernize the language of internal affairs too, right? So when you hear them say modernizing, it doesn't mean it's going to benefit the citizens or the people. It means it's going to benefit them in office, police officers, commissioners, council members, stuff like that. That's what I said. And I've have all this information. I've gotten it, you know. Nevaeh, what's up? She who is split. How you doing? Click Commander. Love that name. The way they word these things is so crazy, dude. It's like reading the technical of an owner's manual for watching paint dry. But really, they're beating your ass cuffed. Yep. Not for real. Fuck a cop. Melissa, hey, how you doing? Not for real. Damn. Not for real. Brandon, what's up? Glad to see you here, Brandon. No pasó Robles. Oh, Cali. Yeah, they're hoes over there. Yeah, they teach them how to be victims. All right, Joe. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna sue all of them. That's the thing. I have an attorney to do it now. You know, John D. What's up, baby? Yeah. So I just wanted to read those police reports to you, man, and I'm gonna send them to people too. I'm gonna send the police report, this dismissal paperwork, and when I get the body cam footage, I'm gonna send it to some people too who will help me share it because they don't. They, I mean, it's crazy how they act like they're not understanding what's going on. Like they're not getting that what they're doing is wrong, right? And that's why I said I'm tired of the city and all these people giving us band-aids. Like every time something bad happens here where a cop does something wrong or dirty and it goes viral, they give us band-aids. Like they create these groups like the race and culture task force, the weed and seed guys, the what is it? The gang unit, you know, and now they're creating um what is it? The constitutional unit or some shit. And it's crazy. Like y'all don't even know what the fuck y'all doing. D mom, what's up? I'm alive and I'm not in jail, so I can't complain. And what I've been working hard for to make happen for the past 2 years is happening. So I'm happy about that. It's going to be something that helps people in my neighborhoods and neighborhoods like mine, where they're able to partner up with a nonprofit that focuses on gang violence and youth, you know, and It's been a long time trying to convince them to do it, and it's finally done. So now we have to. Nah, we still have the same council and mayor. Well, we still have the same mayor, just different council members, somewhat, right? And that's the thing; they're all for it, right? And it's just, I don't know. So I know I just didn't want to correct the cops in my neighborhood that go around and just fuck with people unnecessarily. Like, come on. Like, I be catching them parked by my house, just sitting there. And when I ask them what the fuck they're doing, their excuse is, oh, we're making our presence known. Bro, how the fuck do y'all not catch people being porch pirates, breaking into people's cars and their homes? Uh, And then y'all want to say y'all park in a dark street where no one can see you to show your presence. Like, that's weird to me. And then when I ask you why you jumped out of your car, you said it was because of officer safety. And when I asked, what about me filming you, asking you questions makes you feel unsafe? The only thing I could get out of both of them is that that's what their training says. And that is not an answer on why someone walking up to you, filming you, asking you question makes you fearful that you have to say it's for my safety that I'm going to get out of this car and stand up next to you. Like, that's weird. And like I said, I've never ran up on none of them. I never said, hey bitch, let's fight, or no stupid shit like that. I've never went up to them like that. You know, it's always when they say something to me, I'm like, fuck you. And it's just crazy. And that's the thing about qualified immunity, man. We have to figure out how to get around it. Because for everyone who does follow these court cases, they got their protection for qualified immunity from memorandums. That's what they release, memos. You know what I'm saying? You release memos to these police departments, these agencies, and these cities, and they don't listen to them. Just like right now in Texas, there is no city hall building, no building that's supposed to have something that says that you can't walk up in here with a gun, right? And I know for a fact it's not supposed to be at city hall because there's some individuals. Who is it? I forgot his name. I think it's HBO Matt or something like that, right? They've gotten to where they go to different city halls and advise the cities that those signs are illegal now. And the person who put them up and send them to you is not telling you that. You know, so I just can't believe that they're allowed to lie like this and have you arrested, especially when there's a policy that the Fort Worth Police Department has, and it's X, Y, and Z, right? And it states that a cop can't arrest you just to lock you up. They can't do something that causes you malicious prosecution, wrongful arrest, and stuff like that. It's in their policy, but they ignore it because they want to show you that they don't care what you say to them. Like, I got arrested for telling them fuck you and calling them bitches and hoes, telling them to eat a dick. And for them to lie like that is crazy to me. Yeah. Bobby Kennedy. I wish I understand that's how it states, but a lot of times here in Fort Worth, that doesn't apply. They don't give a fuck about that. They don't care because we got dirty prosecutors like the one I just stated. Phil Soros is the head investigator, the head district attorney, whatever the fuck you want to call him, and Bill Bassar is the leading prosecutor in essays and murder cases. So why is this guy wasting his time with people who film police officers and hurt their feelings and bruise their egos? I don't know. And there's a judge here who fucked me over too. Brian Bolton, CCC9, right? He does what the Republican rejects want him to do, right? And I don't think that's fucking, yeah, no. No. You shouldn't judge your opinions based on whether you're going to get funding for your next election or whether you're going to get them to say you're a good guy, will vote for you. And I've put him on my Facebook post and someone tagged him like, fuck him. That bitch don't run my page. That hoe gets run through in courts. You're not a judge. That's why I said, tell the hoe to get a spine and tell them lame fucks no. I will not do your favors. But that doesn't happen. That's why I said Brian Bolton in CCC9 in Fort Worth is a fucking coward. You need to stand up to these fucking rejects and losers and tell them no, fuck you. But that's not what you're doing. You're doing favors for these losers. That's why Tim O'Hare and all them, they pat you on the head. Good job, but and I have a video of him too. So I don't want to be saying, man, these dudes, I know too much, man. I know too much. And that's why I said they shouldn't have been that way. Should have did the right thing from the jump. Not help dirty cops be pigs. That's why they're called pigs, because they're dirty cops. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they have reps, but we just don't know who they are. Like right now, the ex-police, the ex-POA president, Manny Ramirez, is now in our commissioner's court with the racist bigot Tim O'Hare and the lame fuck Matt Krause and the fucking coconut pussy Manny Ramirez. So come on now. And they voted the other day. They come on now. Now I said they voted against releasing a guy who does not have the mental capacity to understand about his incarceration, right? He's been incarcerated almost a year and a half. He's lost half of his weight. His mom has asked him to be transferred to a place that can look after him. They have a fifth floor. They have a floor here in Fort Worth. That's all there is. But none of them people are fit to stand trial. So what they do, they put them into these units in the Tarrant County Jail, and they assign an inmate to them to help them with their paperwork. They're not understanding what's happening, right? They're legally incompetent to stand trial. So they have a other inmate that's doing their paperwork, that's reading off things to him. That's their, whatever it is they labeled them as, right? So nothing that's being said to them, being taught to them, is being understood, right? And this one person has been incarcerated almost a year and a half. And they don't do nothing. They're just double dipping. They're getting money for them being in there, and then they're getting money from the MHMR people to be up there, right? Because they have one woman that's the MHMR rep who goes in and makes sure there's one woman they pay over $1 million to, right? Or almost 100,000. I don't want to say 1 million. I jumped out on there. Almost 100,000. And no one knows who she is. No one's seen her. No one ever brings her fucking name up. And this is the person who's supposed to go around the county jail making sure people with MHMR caseloads are being done correctly. No one knows who the fuck she is. So explain that one to me. Then how do y'all keep getting money for bullshit to pay your lawsuits, to help fight your criminal charges, like the Tom Wilder, our dude, he's getting fucked right now for that, right? Y'all got money for all this, but y'all don't have money for body cameras to have in your jail. Y'all don't use the camera that's given to y'all in your policy that states when there's a code called, y'all have to go up there with the camera recording it. Y'all never do that. Y'all do it when y'all want to, right? So y'all are out of compliance with your own policy, your own standard of operational procedures. You're out of compliance with it, right? So I know all this, and I gave it to people. I gave them their whole shit. This the whole from the patrol people, the sheriffs, from the people they have in the courts, from the people they have in commissioners' courts. They have them in law libraries. I know all of their standard of operational procedures, and they're not following them. But who's gonna fucking? Hey, you're doing wrong. No one. When the Sheriff Bill Wayborn lies, right? Because there's a veteran, a Marine veteran. His last name is Johnson, Anthony Johnson, right? He was unalived by them, right? One threw him on the ground, the other one put his knee on his neck, and he told them, "I can't breathe." They did not give a fuck, right? So there was no camera. The way that was filmed was the supervisor's cell phone. And not only that, they edited 8 minutes out of that cell phone footage to send it to be investigated for wrongdoing. They all know this. And they all voted to do it except for two: Alicia Simmons and the other guy. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. Brooks or something like that. I don't remember his name. But they were the only ones who voted on against that. And they asked him to come explain why that happened, and he didn't come. Didn't come. And Tim O'Hare and the other lame fuck allowed Bill Wayborn to not come. There is a cop with the channel, two cops. Yeah, I know about them dudes. Yeah, they don't want Eric Levine. I know who that is too, right? Yeah, look up his disciplinary record, right? But they've tried to talk to me a couple times, not me and them, but through a third person, and I said I'm not dealing with them scumbags, right? Because if you're not gonna call out your shitty cops, then what the fuck are you doing, right? Because you can't sit here and ignore your own coworkers that are fucking garbage, that are trash, and then try to tell someone about how people should respond to them. Like, get off that bullshit. No one listens to that weird, dumb shit y'all on. So they can miss me with that bullshit. Because if y'all see this right here, look. Brandon Zapata was unalived by an off-duty forward police officer on April 11th at the Grand Plaza. Don't help him get away with murder. Come on now. Come on, bro. If you don't call out your shitty coworkers, then you're fucking shitty motherfucker with them. You know? Yeah, I've heard of them motherfuckers now. Yeah, they're fucking garbage. They're trash. Fuck them guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't tell me nothing about that. Right? Just like the supervisor. Right? Well, she's a lieutenant now, right? So what she did is she shot someone. No, she tased him and killed him. And she ended up getting suspended during the investigation. They did their investigation. They found that she violated policies and procedures, and then also they put her case in front of a grand jury, and the grand jury refused to indict. So she wasn't fired or nothing like that. She was promoted, just like Bangle, dumbass Bangle, who fucking arrested, who he left from his car while having two back officers outside of his car to tell me to stop walking on the sidewalk, right? And I believe he was involved in something else. I just haven't been able to confirm it, and I will soon. So this dumb motherfucker tells me, and then he lies to his supervisor. And the supervisor is a motherfucker that I have 3 sustained allegations against. And that's who said, cool, yeah, arrest him. So I already know that whole shit. And he's a detective now. Bangle is a fucking detective. So y'all be careful out there, right? If you ever hear that name when they tell you, yeah, we have Detective Bangle on it, he's going to investigate your case, request another detective to fucking search your case because he is garbage, trash. You're, I'm just saying, man, I can go on. I can keep going. I can keep going. Dude, I have list of dirty cops. Come on, huh? That's what I mean. Like, y'all can't say y'all the better moral people when there's a whole list of y'all police officers on there with fucked up allegations against y'all that were sustained: untruthfulness, official oppression, failure to report, false reporting, yeah, lying, all that. Yeah. Y'all don't write reports, shit like that. That's I'm exposing them. And what's happening, they're not being fired, they're being promoted. And I'm not okay with that. I'm not. Jose, there's no fucking list of good cops. The only good cops I can speak of are ones that I know personally, right? One, I knew him growing up. The other one, I met him at church. But that's like 5, 6 the most out of 1,000 something cops. Come on now. 1,700 police officers, and all of them are fucking trash. That's what I mean, man. I stopped committing crimes a long time ago, right? I did 22 years of my life. I gave it willingly to the prison system, the penal system, because I was stupid. I was immature. I was a child, and I didn't understand the word consequence. And I paid for it. I grew up in an environment that wasn't fit for anyone. There's 2 things that happen in those environments. You become a monster or you become a victim. It's up to you. That's why I said I don't want to be in it no more. I did 7 years in the federal system. That was enough. What I saw in there made me lose hope in gangs, friends, people that said certain things, but they showed you different. I don't believe people no more. You can't tell me no bullshit. I'm not going to listen to it because I've seen it. I've seen people get finessed out of their stuff. I've seen people get finessed out of their butt cheeks, bro. And that is crazy. So that's what I mean. Like, all this shit was an eye opener for me. So I'm still dealing with criminals. They're just in police uniforms because you have a system that's designed to protect them from the trash supervisor who's not going to fucking listen and protect them to the district attorney who fucking accepts these bullshit cases, to the detective who investigates this trash shit, to the judge that helps them. Because it's not just our court system. Our appeals here in Fort Worth is a fucking joke too. Because they're still funded by the same Republican rejects. So that's what I mean. Like, come on, man. So that's what I mean. And thank y'all for sitting here and listening to my police reports and me ramble on about these lying motherfuckers. You know, I appreciate everyone who watches, donates, shares, comments, whatever y'all do, man. Yeah, Jose. And boom, you hit that bitch on the head. Well, I like that, man. Moral courage demands confronting evil, not ignoring it. Society, societies thrive when justice is upheld and wrongdoing is challenged. Amen, Nevaeh. So y'all be safe out there, and I'm gonna be sending these videos and these police reports and dismissal paperwork to a bunch of people that I know will help me share this story, right? Because it needs to get out there, right? Because it's past these police being dumb. It's past these police being egotistical maniacs, right? So it has to be a point where we address the prosecutors and the judges. That's what I'm on right now, judges and prosecutors. Like the one I had right now, David Cook, CCC1. He told them, y'all have until the 20th to figure out what the fuck y'all got going on, or I'm getting rid of this shit. And he was, he's been watching. He's like, what the fuck y'all going? And he asking them, do y'all know what y'all are going to charge him with? Do y'all know what case y'all are going to go to trial for? No, we have to ask Bill Vassar first. They're like, what the fuck going on? I thought these were prosecutors that were supposed to be intelligent in what they're doing. If they don't understand shit that I do, what the fuck are they doing in that position to begin with? We don't need followers and morons to be prosecutors and judges. It's about time for that. That's why we're trying to vote them out. Right now you have Tiffany Burks, who's running against Phil Soros to get his punk ass up out of there. And then you have Lisa Pamplin, who's running against Brian Bolton, the judge in CC9, who needs to grow a fucking spine or get his bitch ass out the way. There's people running against these motherfuckers. And for 40 years in Fort Worth, the reason why criminals are able to bond out and go finish unaliving their girlfriends they beat up or whatever is because of them. The reason why a woman is allowed to unalive someone, bond out, get a leg monitor, cut it off, and she's missing now is because of y'all. Y'all ran our court system in Fort Worth for 40 years. For 40 years, y'all protected criminals and y'all ignored women who have become victims in Fort Worth. Why? I have no idea. I have no idea. But I'm calling y'all all out by name. I don't give a fuck no more. Fuck y'all in your comfortable spaces. It's time to feel uncomfortable about the shit y'all do in private. And I'm just the lucky one to do it. Jeff, appreciate you. So, thank you for listening to my spiel. And I hope everyone out there today, you reach the moment of enlightenment that you seek. I hope and pray that each and every one of y'all finds the peace that y'all need. I hope that everyone finds the love that's needed to overcome all this hatred. And also, I pray for y'all that are lost, confused, everything. I pray that y'all run into someone like God put into my life to help you understand the difference between what you're asking for. I lift everyone up to have a better day and a better life. And I ask all this in his holy name. Peace and love to everybody.